Our most basic zip wall system, and this is what you're typically going to see at any job site. This isn't for lead or anything, this is just basic dust barrier. So when you're doing a lot of demo and stuff, a lot of times it's easier to put a double zipper than it is just to have a single. So that way you can get debris and stuff in and out. So the whole point of this is dust will go anywhere that air will go. So you got to control where the air goes. That's why we use a negative air system, which is just a fancy term for basically creating a slight vacuum. And what that does is that just prevents the dust from escaping the room. So in this case, in this bathroom, we have a bathroom fan. So we turn that on while we're working, and that prevents any dust from wanting to come underneath. That just keeps everything in here and contains it. If it was a bedroom or something, the same thing could be used. It could be a fan blowing out a window, as well as just a vacuum cleaner with the hose sucked in here and blowing the air out this way. That will create the negative air. That's it. Does anybody have any questions?
How do you set up when you're setting this wall up, Rob? How are you setting this? What's the procedure you do to create what we're looking at right here?
That's a very good question, Brooks.
Thank you.
We use like a 3mm plastic, which is 1 millimeter will tend to rip very easily, and so you want to use a little bit higher thing. So what you want to do is roll it out to the width of the opening, and then you want to cut it to height, and then just use the blue tape to secure it to the wall. So at that point, there's no zippers. You basically have no access in here. Once that's done, you install the zippers, and then you just run your knife as you're zipping down, and that will create the opening. As well as taping the bottom of this. That way it gives it a little bit more weight to stay down.
Now, what are these blue mats that you're standing on here?
These blue mats help contain any dust that comes out. It's something that you step directly on, and it will get the dust from your bottom of your shoes that gets stuck.
And it looks like you've got some plastic you've laid out, Rob. Tell us about that.
Correct. This plastic helps protect the floor surface itself from scratches and from debris. Typically we clean that at the end of every day. And
so you'll actually put down new plastic each day?
It depends on how used it is. Sometimes that's necessary, other times it's not. Sometimes we just need to wipe up what's there, any dust that might have collected on it.
So we set this up for every time we're working in a inside situation.
Correct.
Working in a client's house.
Yes, this is probably the minimum setup that we would have at any. It only gets more involved from here on out depending on the situation, if it would be lead paint or asbestos, that sort of thing.
Okay, there you go. There's a zip wall installation. Any questions, anybody?
I have a few.
All right, let's go.
My concern is this carpet protector, as after walking on it a while, it's literally going to glue itself to hard surfaces. They make a different product for hard surfaces that doesn't tack as much. But
So that'd be isn't that the green product?
Correct. Yes.
However, the green product
Yeah.
cannot go on site finished hardwood floors. Nothing can.
Neither of these, yeah, not even blue tape on site finish.
So do we just use a soft cloth, a blanket, the one then to walk on?
The best thing you can do is, a soft cloth or thoroughly clean cardboard and tape the edges to baseboards rather than to the floor.
So a floating cover then,
Yeah.
effectively.
Another thing is when we're using a homeowner's fan that isn't being changed out after a dusty environment, we need to pull the guts out of that thing and clean it. Otherwise, and what we're actually doing is we're blowing bad dust through their ductwork as well.